Hey guys, it's Hannah, and today I have another oil to talk about, but first things first, I'm not a medical doctor. Please don't ask me for medical advice because I don't have any to share, and that would be very misleading for me to pretend like I do. Sacred Frankincense essential oil. So this is actually one of the few more expensive oils that are actually available for purchase in a 5 milliliter and a 15 milliliter size all the time, which I think is kind of cool. I must have gotten this in a promo because I don't know why I would have purchased a 15 milliliter over a 5 milliliter other than that it is cheaper per milliliter to buy it in a bigger one, but it's almost $100, so I'm just not sure why I would do that when I could get the smaller one and see how much I like it, how much I'm going to use it or whatever. But you can use this oil neat, so no dilution necessary except for the most sensitive skin. This is a colored label, so topical and aromatic use there. And this one's actually pretty cool. So this is, I don't know how to say the frankincense technical names. Sacred Frankincense is Boswellia sacra. But so it is from the Omani frankincense that has technically never been available to people outside of the Saudi royals or the privileged of the Oman area in the Middle East until Young Living. So D. Gary Young took, along with some other people I'm sure, over 15 years researching how to go about this. Took over 15 trips over there to Oman to have meetings and discussions and negotiations of how this sacred, very special oil could be available to people outside of their area, outside of their tribe, their their stuff over there. So this is a very special oil for us to have in our collection. This frankincense is regarded as the frankincense of the ancients and the traditional oil of biblical times, like the spiritual oil. So if you're reading in the Bible about frankincense, this is potentially what they're referring to. Do we know 100%? No, we weren't there. But historically, this would be which one that they would suggest is what is being referred to in those cases. In a lot of countries, this oil in particular is said to have anti-cancer and anti-inflammatory properties, but most people wouldn't use them specifically for that. It's more of a special anointing oil. You know, it's for the best of the best people, the leaders, the highest leaders, not just for the everyday person to use on their skin problem. It's not that they use regular frankincense for that, but because it does have most of the properties are the same as regular frankincense, you can use it in that way. It's calming, used for meditative practices, relaxing, promotes higher states of spiritual awareness, consciousness, sensitivity, etc., whatever word you like to use, and especially being aware that this is a very difficult oil to produce outside of Oman. Keeping that in mind when you're using it, that it is a beautiful oil that you should be using, you know, in regards, you know, paying attention that this is a very special oil. You just shouldn't be throwing on everything necessarily. You totally can, it's fine, But having that awareness of its history and even now, how difficult it is to get, that it is special and should be regarded as such. That being said, just like regular frankincense for all intents and purposes. So arthritis, osteoporosis, skin health, stomach disorders, ulcers, dental and gum diseases, infections, mental disorders, insect bites, any of that stuff, you technically could use it for. Do keep in mind when I say dental and gum disorders, I don't mean that you ingest it. Applying oils in your mouth, whether that's on the gum line or under your tongue or whatever, that is typically referred to as sublingual whatever. That is a topical application. That is not the same as ingesting. You do not swallow it. In that case, this is not labeled for ingestion, so I'm not saying that you can just ingest it. And even with stomach disorders, you put it on the outside of your skin instead of ingesting, because you don't want to disrupt the balance of what's going on in there, and because this is not generally regarded as safe for ingestion. Regular frankincense is. This one is not. So just keep that in mind when you're using it. It might be fine. I don't know. I've never done it. I'm not going to do it because I don't know for sure that it's safe. But, you know, putting it anywhere on your skin is acceptable. This inside your mouth, as long as you're not swallowing, technically is also considered topical application. Yeah, very expensive. The 5 milliliter version, wholesale is $45.25. Retail, that is $59.54. PV is $45.25, so full PV there. The 15 milliliter, which is what I have, which I'm certain I got for free, wholesale is $96.25. Retail, that is $126.64. Full PV again at 96.25. So very pricey. Not that I haven't paid a lot of money for fancy oils, but I feel like I would have purchased the smaller version in this case. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty confident that I got this as part of a promotion. And this month there are some pretty good gifts with purchase is what we're calling them now. They're not promos. 100 PV free shipping as always now. 190 PV 15 milliliter of citronella for everybody, regardless of what kind of order it is, shop or ER. If you're on ER, you will get an additional eucalyptus globulus in a 15 milliliter with your Essential Rewards order, or your loyalty rewards order, whatever language you're currently using. 250 PV adds you a 15 milliliter of aroma seas, and 300 PV adds in a 15 milliliter of peace and calming. So if you've been waiting for peace and calming to be available in that 15 milliliter again, here's your opportunity. I stuck with a lower PV this month because convention is coming up and that's what I'm going to spend money on. But 4 15 milliliter bottles potentially included with your purchase. So that's pretty dang cool if you ask me. I get jumbled up with all the 5 milliliters, honestly, outside of the Vitality oils. All Vitality oils are 5 milliliters, I get it, but having oils like this, where you have a 5 milliliter and a 15 milliliter that are exactly the same, it's just my brain does not compute. So when they put things like peace and calming in a 15 milliliter for a promo, but you can only purchase it in a 5 milliliter, my brain gets all crazy. But so as always, you can qualify for those freebies once on ER and once in a shop order, so nobody is left out of anything, regardless of how you choose to order. Essential Rewards, Loyalty Rewards, Subscribe to Save, whichever language you're using at this point in time. is the best way to go if you're going to be ordering every month, because you have to order every month doing that. If that's not your jam and 3 months, every 3 months, every 6 months suits your budget more, do you. I totally get it. Everyone else totally gets it. It has to be about what works for you and your family, and pushing you to spend money every month that you don't have is dumb. So if anybody does that to you, tell me and I will fuss at them. Anyways, I'll see you guys on the flip side.